Congratulations, you made it to the first real Disney World of Kingdom Hearts 1. The first thing you're going to do in Alice in Wonderland is just head down the hall. Once you go into the first room, the Bazaar room, you're going to talk to the door right here, push the bed into the wall, and then drink the potion on the table to make yourself small. Next, you're going to be heading into the Queen's Castle. Right here, I fight a couple of Heartless before I go in. Pick up all that money and then head on into the Queen's Castle. Right here, you are going to be tasked with gathering evidence for Alice. The first piece of evidence is really easy to find. You're just going to go up to this alcove, turn right, and you're going to open this chest. There will also be a blue Trinity in this area. The second piece of evidence is also in the Lotus Forest. Starting back at the door, you're going to run all the way back to the back of the Lotus Forest, just like this. And those mushrooms right there in the back, you're going to jump on top of the lily pad to the right. And that's where the second piece of evidence is going to be. There we go. Now we got the second piece of evidence. The third piece of evidence, you're going to head back into the area that you found the first piece of evidence. You're going to climb up these mushrooms and head into that door right there past those shadows. I decided to kill a couple of them, or kill one of them here, and then go into the Bazaar room. So once you drop down on top of this, you're just going to get that third piece of evidence. And now we're heading back into the Lotus Forest for the fourth piece of evidence. It's really important you get all four, so you get Blizzard before the final boss fight of Alice in Wonderland. Give this yellow flower a potion, you'll get big. You're going to jump on top of this log to raise the lily pads. Sorry for that beep beep. Now, don't hit the tree. I'm going to hit it back. Make sure you get the acorn down first by hitting examine, then take. Now we hit the tree. There's no more use for the tree being turned the other way. So once you get small again, we're going to jump back up where we went for the second piece, or the third piece of evidence. Instead of going into the door right there, we're going to turn to the left and just go down these lily pads. Boom. You're going to drop down on top of a faucet. Now, this is a jump that you can miss if you mess up. Donald's kind of blocking my way. You're going to jump over, and we're going to grab this final box. You don't have to get this box. If you don't get that box, basically, you don't get Blizzard before the final boss. You'll get it after the final boss, but it'll take away your ability to basically make the fight a cakewalk. So right here, you have four pieces of evidence, and you have the Queen's going to put in one. The box that falls the slowest, far right here. So that box right there that fell the slowest on the far right that I'm going to open is the box with Donald and Goofy in it. I'm going to open it to show you how easy this fight is. Donald and Goofy got locked up. So we already have Blizzard on our hotbar. If you don't know, you can hit L1 and then your spells. You have basically have 3 slots you can put spells on in this game. Okay, so now it's time to fight the cards. Generally, what I like to do if Donald and Goofy are here are just kind of jump up in the air and hit that. But here I'm going to position myself where I'm using Blizzard on both the castle and the cards as much as I can to kind of knock them out. And I'm just going to try to do short jump combos as much as I can. You see I did that ground combo there and got a stun off, which was good. Run around to get my magic orbs back so I can use some more Blizzards. So I'm jumping and using Blizzard because it makes it easier to cast it. Right here, I realize it's just taking too much time to do it this way, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start kiting the enemies away, and then I'm going to dodge to the other side, and I'm just going to jump and do combos. Jump and do a combo, dodge, roll, jump and do a combo. It's over. Okay, so after that fight's over, we end up back in the Lotus Forest. Basically, Alice was taken. You'll watch that cutscene. And now you have to figure out what happened to Alice, and that'll trigger the final boss. We're going to head back into the Lotus Forest, and basically I'm fighting this, I think they're called Fat Bodies here. Just to show you, because this is the first time you'll have seen a Fat Body in the game. They can be a little bit annoying, but magic is really good against them. And there are a couple other things. So right there, what I did was I ran all the way back to the back of the Lotus Forest where we got the second piece of evidence, and there's a door that I went through. Once you get into the tea room, just run immediately left. Now in this room, you got a couple different choices. My preferred thing to do here is just to kill a couple of enemies until you de-aggro. So you'll see I'm able to get those 3 Heartless out of the way, then I'm able to run away and de-aggro. You can also just kill everything if you want to. I'm going to after I light everything. So every time I play this, I always like try to shoot fire at those things that could get a light on, but you have to actually go up and interact with it. So that first flame that went off actually raised a plant out of the ground on the Bazaar Room floor. So we're on the Bazaar Room roof. That plant is like basically a chest that we're going to get later. So now I'm going to finish killing everything off, and then I'm going to go through that door right there, back to the Queen's Castle. Once we get back into the Queen's Castle, you're basically ready for the final fight. Don't drop down, go to the left to get a Gummi, and then we're going to head into the boss room. Okay, Cheshire Cat's going to be in here, and all we have to do is jump up top and talk to him to trigger the boss fight. And this boss fight is really easy if you have Blizzard. If you didn't get Blizzard, it's a little bit harder. There's basically 2 tactics for fighting this boss in his first phase. The first tactic, and what I think is the simplest one, is just to jump up on the table and then to do a combo off of the table. Another tactic is you can get underneath him and you can actually get like 1 or 2 hits off. 2 sometimes, but see, I just do one little combo, I run away. And I'll show you the other tactic too. Come on. So right here, whenever he gets stunned, you just go crazy, hitting him as much as you can. So you'll see me sometimes just jump up and try to swing. And at the right angle, you can get 1 to 2 hits off. Right there, I just totally messed it up. And I get a hit off right there. So you can see I actually got 2 or 3 hits off right there on him. I think 1 got deflected, but in general, jumping up on the chair or the table, you can get like a full combo off. The negatives are he could swing at you on the table. Okay, so right here, go up to the stove sometime early in the fight, just like I just did, and use Blizzard on the stove. What that does is that turns the stove off, so he'll never get his fire ability that he has later in this match unless you shoot fire at him. If he does end up getting fire, try to position yourself a little bit away from him and casting Blizzard to actually put the fire out, and you'll gain some tech points, which is like super cool. Okay, well that's pretty much it for this boss. I'm gonna let this play out, and I'll see you right after this. Okay, so now basically you have the choice to just leave. The Cheshire Cat's going to come out and tell you that Alice is missing, and you're done with this world pretty much. But there are a couple items we can get. So first off, this flower over here that we made pop out with the torch earlier, if you interact with it, not hit it like I tried, you'll get a mithril shard and a couple of potions, which is super cool. Oh, also you'll lock the keyhole, obviously. So now I'm just going to show you a couple of chests that you can get by running around Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so I'm sure that this isn't every chest, and I know it's not every chest in Alice in Wonderland, but it's the ones that I know how to get early on. First thing we're going to do is give this little flower another potion and get big. And earlier, the Cheshire Cat pulled a rock out of the water. We're going to push that rock back into the water, or it appeared out of nowhere. I forget. That'll open up some lily pads for us. And then we're going to turn the tree around, and we're going to turn it right back around before we... We're going to turn it around to get the acorn, turn it back around before we go small again. Okay. So, first things first, we're going to jump up these lily pads. And we've got a couple of fun things we can get here. So first there's a Trinity. And that's going to give us a, I think it's a mithril. Mithril? Oh, camping set. Not super useful. Okay, there is a list online of different items you can use to get different, like what you can get from these different plants by giving them items. This plant gives you a mega potion. I'm going to do every plant that I think is worth doing, and I'm not going to do the ones I don't think are worth doing. So you give it a high potion, you get a mega potion. Pretty obvious, like, improvement there. You need thunder to interact with those pink flowers, so we're not going to do those right now. Head through the door, and you're going to get some Dalmatians, 13, 14, 15. Drop back down. I like to save like 24/7. The reason I like to save so much is this game crashes a lot on PC. I will say I've had no crashes in weeks and weeks. Recording this entire walkthrough, I've had no crashes so far. So that's one I wouldn't recommend giving it to, and I think it gives you another camping set, which I just don't think is worth it. This flower is going to give you a high potion in exchange for a potion, so just a direct upgrade on your item. This red flower is another one that I think takes an ether and gives you something less valuable, like a camping set or something. Which I know camping sets could restore all your MP, and ethers like can't restore all of your MP. It only restores 3, but I don't use camping sets ever. Okay, so here we're going to jump across. If you ever have a hard time making jumps like that, so those are the very back mushrooms right beside the T area. If you have a hard time making a jump like that, try swinging when you jump. Use your keyblade and swing, and it'll actually take you a little bit further than you could go before. So right there, I used the keyblade swing to get a little bit further. We're going to get 16, 17, 18 Dalmatians. Now we're going to jump across, and we're going to be going up into the door above the exit. So. And here is a fun area. So we're going to do a lot of stuff in here. We're on the bazaar room again. We're on one of the walls. We have some torches to light. So there are 2 torches, and then there's a teddy bear we're going to hit down. So the second torch is actually going to open up the painting for us to go into. And then by hitting the teddy bear, we're going to open our way to another chest. Okay, by going through the painting, you're going to land back into the Lotus Forest. And you're going to land into an area you couldn't get to before. And there are 2 yellow flowers here that at this time you can get potions to get high potions. Oh, sorry, there's an elixir.
Here.
Okay, and for that elixir, we're going to get a mithril shard. And then this will be a potion for a high potion exchange. We can't use the pink flowers yet, and we also can't use the white Trinity. You get thunder from Hercules, so if you wanted to go to Hercules real quick and get thunder before you came here to get the pink flowers, totally reasonable. Okay, so there's a door we're going to go through right above the painting, and it's going to drop us on the fireplace. We don't have high jump yet, so we can't actually jump up on top of the fireplace, but if you look down to the right, there's a faucet we can use, and then there's also a box we can lift up on the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is use the faucet, and that's going to make this base get bigger, which is going to give us another way into the Queen's Castle. And then we're just heading over to the other side real quick just to lift the box up. And there's the box that lifts up. We'll drop back into the Queen's Castle, and we're going to get another box. Meteor G's, very good weapons for your Gummi ships, and I'm actually going to be using one later in this video. So we're going back into the bazaar room, and what we're going to do here is we're going to get big so we can interact with that teddy bear. Once we interact with the teddy bear, the clock's going to come out of the wall, and we can move the clock to reveal a new door we can go through. Going through this door is going to take us into the Mad Hatter's area. Tea Party Garden. And we're going to be able to get the chest that some people say that you can get with flying over here, but I can only ever get this way. I can't fly over from the other side. I've tried many, many times, and I just can't get it to work. That dark matter is a really important synthesis material. From here, that's all the chests that I know how to get in Alice in Wonderland from the beginning. There are many more that we can come back later and get, and we'll do in a cleanup episode. For now, I'm going to build my new Gummi ship. Building Gummi ships in this game can be a bit annoying. You have to use left trigger and left bumper to go up and down. And whichever plane of existence you're on when you're there, that's how you start deleting stuff. So you can see I'm deleting stuff manually here by pressing circle when I'm hovering it, but then I just press square and circle. That deletes everything. So now I'm just going to take the cockpit, and I'm just going to put it right there in the middle of the room. I'm going to go down one layer. I'm actually going to go back up one layer. And I'm going to put the engines right on the back of the Gummi ship. Again, I hate these controls. You got to use L1 right there to get to the back of it. Put two engines there. Now I'm going to put two weapons on the Gummi ship. If you wanted to go faster, you could put one weapon. So I'm going to start off by putting the small gun here, and I'm going to change to the mid-size cannon because I forgot what it did. I actually go from the mid-size cannon back to the small cannon because of the firing, and I'll show you how it fires in a minute. But I take the Meteor G that I just got, which is a laser, and I put it on the front too. And that's the entire Gummi ship with the exception of changing out the cannon. It takes me a minute to get used to the Gummi ship controls in this game. I think they're horrendous as far as crafting the ships. Okay, so I go ahead and press the basically select button to save it, and then I go into the actual Gummi ship editor and save it, and that's my entire ship for now. Again, you can make it a little bit quicker by getting rid of one of the weapons. Now, I'm going to show you the horrendous... So I decided to just travel to Traverse Town, and the reason is because I wasn't sure about this weapon. Okay, and that's the reason I hated the weapon. It shoots left and right diagonally. It doesn't shoot straight in front of you. Meteor G is actually controlled with triangle, and it uses your... You can see it automatically locks on, but it uses your, basically, power. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for anything that will give me more power, so I can keep firing my laser. I do eventually run out of power, but you can see that this weapon's awful, and we're going to jump ahead to when I change the weapon back to the small cannon. So I've gone into the Gummi editor and I put on my normal cannon again. So we're back in business. And now I have this really great single laser that I can shoot, and I also have a really good cannon that I can use when I'm out of laser. And you can see I just kind of go ham with my laser when I'm able to. Because your laser will basically knock everything out, you know, without you needing to aim. And I'm looking for the power gummies, and I'm also looking for any blueprints I can find. If I see a blueprint, I am picking it up. I don't necessarily want blueprints so I can use the blueprint ships. I want the blueprints so I can get the achievement for having 30 blueprints. So again, I'll switch. I'm out of my laser here, and that makes it a little bit difficult. But you can see how simple this is. So from here, we're going to fly to Hercules, and our next episode is going to quickly cover Hercules. We'll get in there, we'll get Thunder, we'll get out, and we're going to head right on to Deep Jungle after that. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I look forward to continue making this walkthrough, even though it's 2024. I'm just having a good time making a walkthrough of one of my favorite games of all time, and I will see you guys in the next video.